Okay, so we went over how to start a weft string, how to create your warp string, how to change a weft string, how to do a box string, and now we are going to be finishing up the weaving. So when you have woven from the top, and this is the top of mine, all the way down to the bottom, you can leave a little bit of a gap because it is difficult to get your needle under over in this area right here. So when you've woven all the way down, you're going to have a bunch of tails. I already trimmed my tails on the top. I just need to trim them down here. And all you do is just lift it up and trim it. The only ones you're going to leave are the first and last weft string. So I want to leave that tail on there, and I'll show you why here in a bit. So I need to finish off trimming off all of these tails. This is a warp string, or excuse me, a weft string. So I'm going to leave that one. Okay, now we need to remove our weaving from the loom. So I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to cut right down the middle, but I'm only going to cut 3 or 4 at a time. Okay, I'm going to turn it back over, and I'm going to take 2 warp strings out at a time, and I'm just going to tie them 3 times. 2, 3. Okay, then I move on to the next 2. And I just continue this on both sides. Now I don't have another one that I can pull out right here. It's still attached, so I'm going to cut a few more. Now the reason why I don't have you guys cut them all the way across is if you start this the last couple minutes of class and you cut all the way across and then you put it into your folder, you may end up coming back to your weaving off of the loom and it's all loosened up. Okay, so I've tied it 1, 2, 3. And again, I'm working on the top side. Sorry, I went off the screen a little bit. I'm working on the top, and I also need to flip it over and work on the bottom. Now, if you have a tail from your weft string, all you're going to do is just pull this out. I'm going to pull out the one that was in the home. Okay, that actually ends up being my warp string. And I'm going to tie this tail to the first warp string. And you guessed it, we're going to go 3 times. 2, 3. Then I move on to the next 2. I pull them out. So you just continue this until your weaving is completely detached from the loom. You can either keep the loom, take it home, throw it away. We will not be using it anymore, and I do not collect them and keep them. Okay, so it is yours to do as you wish. Okay, I'm going to continue this. You can go ahead and pause the video, and then I'll do this off screen. I'll get this all tied up, and then I'll show you guys how to sew up the sides.